Metal Gear Solid, holy crap. Okay, this episode means a lot to me because I put so many man hours. This is the one episode where when we got the Content ID email matches, I got so upset. I think I broke something I owned. I threw my phone and broke my phone because we put so much time and effort into this episode. I think I myself, I forget the total numbers, but it's like around 160 plus hours just in getting big boss ranking under 3 hours, which is like the big thing. It was aggravating for me. It was during a tough time in my life too. My mom actually passed away the week after this episode, so this episode was like a huge undertaking, and when I finally tackled it, I felt like everything just got off my chest right away, and I was able to kind of like let go of some of the stress of the show. Gigabyte wise, this is definitely in the hundreds of gigabytes. This had a lot more, the jokes were a lot more variant. This was not so much a jokey episode as it was a lot of content, because Hideo Kojima is a masterpiece of a man who creates these great pieces of art through games, and this is the beginning of what everyone loves as Metal Gear Solid. We got copywritten up. I feel like it's a copywritten. You've been copywritten up. To run DMC is tricky. The X, tree 2, walk around. We got flagged for that. That was a reoccurring joke in the episode, and that was flagged. Kind of depressing. So we're going to be getting a sound alike for that. Other than that, yeah, this was actually... Oh, fun fact. One of the last episodes where we had the old branding from Season 2 and Season 1, so after this, from here on out, you'll see all the new logos and the new fancy smashy completionist logo stuff. But yeah, guys, Metal Gear Solid, thank you all so much for being patient with us as I am on vacation. Yeah, we'll see you guys soon. I know that next week, we said we had a top 10 from Greg. That's not happening anymore. You're going to get a debut special episode of a new show we're doing on this channel with Alex Fasciani from the Decks. And then after that, guys, August 22nd, The Completionist is back. Episode 101 is... Yes!
Metal Gear Solid, Sneak King without the burgers.
Welcome to another episode of The Completionist. And today, guys, even though we've been gone for 1 week, we are back with a brand new episode on this game. Okay, what was that?
I found you. You need to hide. You need to do a better job
Greg,
being
we haven't
stealthy.
even started the review. Okay, you know what? Okay, I get it.
You're still there.
Okay,
I'm still there.
I'm gonna hide, okay? I'm gonna hide. I'm hiding! Come on! Damn it! Metal Gear Solid. Metal Gear Solid is possibly one of the most requested games here on the show. So here it is. Time to do some sneaking around and tactical espionage.
But Batman, I've had enough of Sneak King. I can't take it anymore. I don't want any more burgers.
Whoa, Greg, hold on. Unlike Sneak King, this game is actually good. It's one of the most successful games to tackle real characters and arcs, themes, and thorough, unique gameplay. It sets the high bar in regards to games and their standards.
Wow, sounds great. Coming from a guy who's never played a Metal Gear Solid game before. Come on, people! Are you with me?
Alright, calm down. You know, I can't have played every game out there, and you guys can tell I haven't played it because of the purple thumbnails.
That's what that means?
Whew, oh boy, here we go. Metal Gear Solid Tactical Espionage is a very story-driven game. In fact, I would say that it is the most dominant part of this game. It is filled with super long cutscenes and long chats on the visual radio, the codec. There is no possible way for me to describe every single event and detail in the story. It would be damn near impossible without leaving anything out. Hideo Kojima did a fantastic job as director, producer, and writer of this series. So, instead of taking forever on this section, I will give you a bit of a summary of the main events and our characters. The main protagonist for this game is Solid Snake. He is a highly trained infiltrator who eventually, we find out, is genetically engineered to be a super soldier. He has amazing espionage skills and can even smooth talk a lady or two.
Gerard.
Hello?
I'm gonna teach you a thing or two about talking to the ladies.
You know, I'm kind of in the middle of a review right now.
Roger that. I'll call back later.
I'd prefer if you did not. When playing as Solid Snake, you really feel like you're an unstoppable action hero hell-bent on getting the job done. Well, what is the job, you ask? Well, there is a terrorist organization called Foxhound. These baddies are in possession of a very nasty war machine by the code name of Metal Gear Rex. Not only do they have Metal Gear Rex, but they also have taken over a nuclear weapons disposal site and are threatening the US government with nuclear war if they do not hand over the remains of Naked Snake. Most of us familiar with the franchise will soon call this man Big Boss. Naked Snake was the most super badass of all super soldiers, and they plan to clone the sucker. Foxhound didn't used to be a terrorist organization. Held by Liquid, Foxhound has some pretty mean characters for its team. There's Revolver Ocelot, Sniper Wolf, and Vulcan Raven. These four definitely bring the thunder, but that does not mean Snake is alone. Snake has a wonderful cast of friends helping him on his journey. He has the Colonel, his old commanding officer, Mei Ling, whose primary function is to help you save the game, Dr. Naomi Hunter, who is a specialist on oxygens and serums and viral stuff mumbo jumbo wumbo, and while he's physically there at the base, Snake also runs into two new friends on his quest. He meets Meryl, who is the Colonel's niece, and Otacon, a scientist who works at the base. Throughout the story, you go through all sorts of backstabbing, treachery, and some badass action scenes. This is a classic storyline that has inspired many gamers and developers over the years. It really is one of those must-plays. That being said, play this game through yourselves on your own to get the entire story. It's definitely worth the adventure. And it would be a disservice if I tried to explain any more than this.
Who needs to go out into the public to watch movies when you could just sit at home and watch this one for 16 hours?
This game just screams PS1. If you had a PS1 back in the day, chances are you've played this game. The graphics were great for their time in 1998 and still hold up till this day. They certainly don't take away from the whole Metal Gear experience. Immersion is key with this title. The art direction is great. Everything has a blue-gray-green color scheme that gives off this military-esque vibe. The levels are beautifully designed, and so are the main characters. Snake was modeled after Snake Plissken of the Escape from New York and LA films. He ended up being designed to have the body of Jean-Claude Van Damme and the face of Christopher Walken. I kind of wish they used Walken's voice.
Shrocko, I'm here to teach you how to talk to the ladies.
In the middle of things, K-Thanks bye.
That kid, he's a squally one.
The story is told through cutscenes and through a radio called the codec. If there's one thing to be said about this game, it's that it's very cinematic. It plays out like a movie, and many other games try to replicate what Metal Gear Solid did so well. One game that could arguably follow this trend would be Resident Evil 4. The codec system gave us amazing voice acting from now video game legend David Hayter, among others. In my opinion, Metal Gear Solid set the bar for cinematic storytelling within video games. Metal Gear Solid is a top-down action-adventure stealth game with camera angles that change based on the action. These camera angles usually add to the game's cinematic quality, but sometimes it can add a little bit of frustration like many fixed camera angles do. You also get to use first person to look around as well. The best part about Metal Gear is deciding your playstyle. Shall you sneak around town, snap necks, and quietly move throughout the Alaskan facility? Or shall you go guns a-blazing, punching and kicking, no foxes given? It's up to you. You control Solid Snake as you sneak around from area to area while collecting information, items, weapons, while talking to all the unique and well-written characters. With that said, the controls are my least favorite part. They feel pretty clunky and dated. Solid Snake sometimes feels a little too sluggish to be this super soldier he's supposed to be. Who is it this time?
Gerard, you may say that my controls are sluggish.
Yeah?
But your dating life is even more sluggish. Let me show you how to be badass.
Let me finish the review! You can choose to run and gun into any room you'd like. However, it may make life a little more difficult. Your completion percentage at the end of the game is based on being as sly and covert as possible. Obviously, the game is built to do that, so why not go that route? When you see an enemy, you try to avoid everyone's field of vision, but if you get spotted, an alarm will go off, drawing every soldier near your position. Therefore, after being discovered, you must hide and wait to re-enter infiltration mode. Be prepared to listen to that alarm go off multiple times. Ugh, it scares the crap out of me. At least it's safe to say that with the clunky controls that Snake can still get down. There are a few ways to avoid detection. You can hide under things, behind things, and even the infamous box technique. You can also distract enemies by making noises. However, the most effective tool by far is the radar. It shows you where the enemies are and exactly where their field of vision is. But don't you dare get used to it, because if you're going to be a completionist, it goes away in both hard and extreme mode. As I said earlier, the story is driven by the codec. Many people chime in and out throughout the entirety of the game. You can also give people a ring if you need to find out what to do next. Pay attention to what each person says, because if you don't, you could find yourself being stuck multiple times. Sometimes when you get stuck in a game, a character will allude that you must do something to find out a certain codec number. Luckily, after you find the code, you can quickly select it whenever you'd like. The AI is top-notch, for the most part. Sneaking around the base is one of the most fun and frustrating things at the same time. Some moments you'll feel perfectly safe hiding, others, bam, you'll get caught right away. And the AI is really designed to leave you no wriggle room for error. You gotta be on your toes at all times. However, sometimes the AI can be a bit oblivious. Check out these three gentlemen right here.
Well, I thought that Gilmore Girls was a fantastic series.
I know, man. Me and my wife watched Sex in the City.
Guys! What the hell is wrong with you? It was all about the Golden Girls.
The Golden Girls.
What the hell is that?
The boss fights are really something else. Most of them are pretty cool, but they can be pretty difficult as well. The clunky controls kind of conflict with some of the more difficult boss fights. For you noobs out there, you may be stuck in one or two boss fights for quite a while. Once again, the story behind the boss is usually the coolest part. The boss fights never feel forced. They feel perfectly placed right there in that specific moment of the story. One thing you've got to admire is Hideo Kojima's ability to troll the player. For instance, the iconic fight between Snake and Psycho Mantis. Now before I explain this fight, feel free to skip ahead because a little bit of a spoiler here, but if not, no big deal. I'll give you a few seconds. There's a great boss fight between Snake and a character named Psycho Mantis, where moments before you fight him, he can read your mind. Within this, the game then reads your data on your memory card and depicts what you've been playing recently.
Still don't believe me? Now I'll read more deeply into your soul. I can see into your mind. You like Castlevania, don't you?
Watch Super Beard Brothers, the Let's Play trivia show, Monday through Friday, only on That One Laser Clown.
Alex, how did you get into this recording booth?
I don't know.
When the fight goes underway, you'll realize too that it's impossible to tell what he's going to do next. Why? Because he's following you to the T. The boss seems impossible. That is until, of course, you get a call from the Colonel, who breaks the fourth wall, to tell you to plug the controller into the second port. At this point, you can now fight Psycho Mantis with ease. Not to mention, throughout the fight, the screen will go black with the text Hideo mimicking the video screen. Troll Kojima is a fun Kojima! There's an extra mode on the main menu of the game labeled VR missions. These are virtual reality missions to help you train for the game. These can be informative but quite tough as they start adding time limits and special stipulations for you to win. Luckily for us, there's only 10 per category, so it's not that bad. The other downside is that there's not really a bonus for really beating them, just bragging rights. Nope, I'm gone, no more, Snake, no more. First off, there are so many plot holes addressed here, once again it would be impossible to get them all taken care of, so I'm mainly describing the battle. After learning that you were just a pawn in the whole operation to activate Metal Gear Rex, it is time to fight none other than your twin brother Liquid Snake. Dear brother, he tells you that you were just used by the government to kill off the Genome Soldiers and their leaders because you are the carrier of Fox-Die, a virus that affects only specific genes. Time to hash out some sibling rivalry, because apparently Liquid's got some daddy issues and says that you were the favorite.
Boo-hoo, let's fight!
The first fight involves Liquid jumping inside of Rex and he starts attacking you. You have to dodge some rockets, lasers, machine guns while destroying his radar. At the last second, your old reanimated buddy Gray Fox lends a hand and shoots the radar off for the final time. Liquid then kills Fox and you fight Rex once again, this time shooting the cockpit. After a lot more dialogue, you put up your dukes and fight Liquid with your fists. You eventually knock him off the top of Rex and he falls to his death. And now you must escape the facility before it blows up.
That poor guy can't catch a break, but he can catch a lady.
Speaking of Meryl, if you did not give up on her during the torture scene, she will actually be alive and drive the Jeep for you. However, if you did give her up, Otacon will drive for you instead. After destroying some checkpoints, Liquid drives up in another Jeep, once again trying to kill you. After a long firefight, the Jeep crashes and Liquid finally succumbs to Fox-Die. You then fake your death reports and then ride off into the sunset on a snowmobile. Yet after the credits, it is revealed that Solid was the inferior twin and will soon succumb to Fox-Die. And also, there is a third brother, and it turns out that he's the president of the United States of America.
Dang, if that doesn't make you want to play the sequel, I don't know what will.
Fun fact about Metal Gear Solid, the actors thought the game was going to do really poorly, so they changed their names in the credits. Luckily that wasn't the case, and we have many a sequel. So we have a few cool things to get here. The easiest one is if you choose to save Meryl, you'll get a headband that gives you unlimited ammo. You also get a different ending cutscene. Hooray! You ride off with Otacon if you don't save her, and you will be awarded the stealth suit, which basically makes you invisible. Then if you beat the game twice, on the third playthrough you'll get my favorite, the James Bond tuxedo. This makes for some pretty hilarious gameplay. Gray Fox's colors have also been switched and he looks a little more like Spider-Man. Now there's something that will literally haunt your dreams as it has mine. Mind you, I'm not the best Metal Gear Solid player. However, a big challenge amongst the Metal Gear Solid community is, can you get the infamous Big Boss ranking on Extreme Mode without the use of any items? In order to get the Big Boss ranking, you need to beat the game on Expert Mode with the use of 1 to 0 rations, less than 25 enemies killed, no continues or deaths, get spotted no more than 4 times, and beat the game in under 3 hours without the use of any bonus items. Did I also mention there's no radar?
Holy crap, Gerard, there's no way that you're gonna...
After 20 consecutive tries, I conquered my goal of this Big Boss mode, and no bonuses for doing this, just an insane amount of bragging rights and big brass balls.
Well, I guess it did kill you on the inside, just not on the outside.
Thank you.
Friendship.
Before this review, I had only played through this game once. Now, I feel like I know it like the back of my hand because of how many damn times I have played it. And the rising difficulty was something else too. That extreme mode is pure death. God damn does it suck. I cannot express the amount of stress, anger, and angst I had for this challenge. All I'm going to say is that this really is just reserved for extreme Metal Gear Solid fans. And the challenges only get worse and worse from each Metal Gear Solid game to the other. I literally can't feel my hands for the past week because of how many times I've been playing this. Anyone else wondered why this episode didn't come out this week? Because this game was so damn hard. Think it's easy? Give it a shot. Get back to me. Let me know how you did. No game saves, America.
Gerard, I have something to tell you.
What? What is it, Snake? What are you gonna ask me about, huh? I know. It's my dating life, isn't it? I know. I can't because I'm too busy playing games. I just can't go out and meet chicks all the time, Snake.
I was just gonna say that beating the game wasn't a struggle for me. I'm the legendary Solid Snake.
So that was it? You just wanted to brag. No dating advice.
Dating advice? Just go hide in a box. Snake out.
I don't know what I was expecting. I have no clue. Metal Gear Solid is a fantastic game. It tells a great, unique story with interesting gameplay, despite the controls being a little archaic. The presentation is fantastic for what it is. However, if you're a big completionist kind of guy, I would just stay away from it. Just stay far away from it. 20...
I found you!
You're on the other side of the map!
Give it a rating! Finnapeated!
That's all the time we have for today, guys, so please, as always, leave your positive and negative comments in the box below. If you missed last week's episode, right here, give it a clicky. And if you're from the future, give this one a click right here. And as always, if you enjoyed the video, give it a like, a favorite, share with your friends. And if you want some more Completionist Brothers style content, Beard Bros, right here.
Because unlike Metal Gear Solid, you want this channel to be discovered, right?
I'm gonna murder you.
You want it to go.
I'm gonna murder you.